is Aderemi Ajibade, a 36-year-old graduate of the University of Lagos. He was once energetic and vibrant, but unfortunately now lying critically ill at the Bagada General Hospital, where the family spends between 80 and 100,000 naira weekly on dialysis.
Every week, it's close to between 80 and 100 every week. And for the transplant itself, the bill we're given is 8.3 higher. If appealing is the best word to use, I believe I should use it that well-meaning Nigerians, merciful Nigerians, those that are touched by such cases like this, should please do their part in helping a soul. No amount is too small. The little amounts that are put together can help save a soul. Little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So it's not until anybody feels I don't have much, the little you have can save a soul.
Aderemi Ajibade, according to medical reports, urgently needs a kidney transplant, which will cost 8.3 million naira. The pathetic health condition of Aderemi Ajibade, in the words of the young wife, Temitope Ajibade, started in 2012 and treated immediately. Little did she know that her husband's ill health would degenerate to what she is presently grappling with.
Newly wedded and trusting God for healing, and just want to carry out the transplant since we were advised by the doctors to do the transplant, and trying to solicit for funds because about 8.3 million, and I really don't have the money. And I believe that Nigerians are there to really help people, because I believe Nigerians will help. That's why we are reaching out to them. Family members are doing their parts, and I'm doing my own little way, but I believe Nigerians as a whole could still help us a great deal to achieve this.
The mother of Aderemi also recounted their ordeal.
It's an energy sapping something, emotionally sapping. If not for God's grace, spiritually sapping as well. Financially, it has sapped me as a mother. So we are asking for well-meaningful Nigerians to please assist us as quickly as possible, because it's coming about bouts, every crisis, every now and then. If possible, if there's a donor out there, please come and help us, because we don't know how to really go about it.
The entire family of Ajibade, especially the young wife, is calling on well-meaning Nigerians to help save a life. Aderemi Ajibade needs 8.3 million naira to be hale and hearty again. No amount is too small. Please send your donations to EcoBank with the name Temitope Ajibade, account number 014-300-1860. Thank you as you send your financial assistance to save Aderemi Ajibade.
Tope Ajibade to live a healthy life once again. You can actually pay into that account that was shown earlier if indeed you want to assist him. It's still Daytime Talk on Lagos Television, and so far we've been looking at the drama behind the appointment of ministers and those that Nigerians feel should be appointed as ministers. Okay, I got this one from Ileife in Osun State. It was sent by Ayo, and it says that, thank you for this discourse. I want to ask that as the government stopped functioning since May, the ministerial positions are unnecessary layer that can be done without, if not for constitutional provision.
In fact, it's like the guy read my mind, because I was just to say something before we went on here. We went on that break. You see, what in quotation mark, this delay, as people call it, has shown Nigerians is that we have a civil service that has remained behind the scene, that has been covered by a veil, and nobody seems to know what Nigeria has. The last, the ongoing, I don't know if it's still ongoing, this public hearing organized by this ad hoc committee of the Senate on the spending so far on energy. Many Nigerians watch with admiration the PS of that Ministry of Power when he went to the National Assembly, and Nigerians were wondering. So we have such people in the ministry. This is what the president has just shown to Nigerians now. It has also given the people in the ministry, especially the permanent secretaries, the directors, what we call sense of recognition. Because the president seems to have been dealing with them directly since he got into office. It is, and you see each time they go in there and they come out, you see the look on their faces. They feel satisfied that, oh, we have met with the president. This is a president that recognizes us. Unlike hitherto, you only see the minister. And who is the minister? All these things he's going to bring to the table were provided by the civil servants, by the permanent secretaries, by the directors. But you see the directors themselves going to the president to express themselves, and Nigerians are beginning seeing them for the first time. That definitely we have a civil service that what we need to do is that motivation. And that is exactly what this thing has shown to Nigerians, that we have a civil service that if you give them that recognition, because many of us still remember when we went to the service, they were telling us the legacies of people like Chief Simi and Adebo, Jeremy Undoji, people like the man who headed the transition committee of Mr. President Buhari himself, Ahmed Joda, people like Philip Asiodu. Those are the golden eras of the civil service in Nigeria. And if the president is doing anything, Nigerians will know where he's coming from. All this thing the president is doing was provided by Ahmed Joda-led committee, because this man has been a civil servant. He has been a permanent secretary. He retired as a permanent secretary of note. So they were the one that says that if you want to drive anything, give recognition to the civil service. And that's exactly what the president has done. And that's what Nigerians are beginning to see. So that by the time the ministers come on board, they will have a civil service that has been cleansed, that has been rejigged, that have been motivated to work with, and Nigerians are going to see the difference. It is very, very certain. It's not a matter of campaigning again.
Okay, we already have some names being rumored that will be appointed as ministers of this and that, the likes of Femi Falana, Patutomi, Olagunsoye Oyinlola, among other names. Going by these names, are you confident that they're going to deliver at the end of the day?
150% confident. To tell you the level of assurance that I have in the names that you've just mentioned and the names that have been paraded in the system, these are people that, with or without, they're made. Not made in terms of finance, but made in terms of their personal opinion that, yes, this is the right thing, this is the course I want to pursue, and I will go all out for it. Now, appointing them as ministers, there's a whole lot that Nigerians will get and benefit. Now, if you're looking at the likes of Femi Falana, he has a name to protect, because over the years he has been able to build a brand of, yes, I am the voice of the masses. You know, so he cannot become minister, for instance, to any portfolio, and he will want to throw that name to the wind. Well, the likes of Patutomi that you just mentioned, if he's appointed a minister at the end of the day, he has a whole lot that he has built over the years, that an administration of about 4 years, because he doesn't know what's going to happen after 2019, you know, will now make him to throw what he has built over the years, just throw it to the wind. You know, he came here to the ICANN's conference recently, and he was a lead coordinator to the speech of the vice president. And the comments that he dug out of building an enduring institution than individual goes a long way in instilling the kind of confidence in that Nigeria as a country, we have people of impeccable character that if they are fixed in the right position, then Nigeria will be taken to.
Would you say the same of Olagunsoye Oyinlola?
Well, I actually don't know too much from his point, because over the years, 1 or 2 scandals might have been tainted to his name, but you have to just give them the benefit of doubt anyway. But there's some of, if you're having about 36 names, for instance, and you have about 25 that you're so confident of, then the others has no choice than to do the right thing.
So you can bend?
Well, I'll leave that to the National Assembly.
Okay. What about you?
I have to be very sincere here, because after the announcement of the victory of the president, some of us on our own have been drawing up the list of ministers that we feel will fit into the new trend in Nigeria. And I want to say with certainty and with admiration that Patutomi's name and Femi Falana's name featured prominently in that list some of us drew up. In 2010, when the immediate past president got into the office as a Nigerian project. How do I mean? When late President Yar'Adua was ailing seriously, and it became very necessary for somebody to take over, I knew that some people went on the streets of Lagos and Abuja. And the Vice President Jonathan then became like a Nigerian project. Even his party members, the stalwarts, were very much, and they did everything humanly possible to make sure he did not get to the office as a president. But Nigerians took it upon themselves, just as they made the Buhari thing a Nigerian project. Jonathan then became a Nigerian project. The Falanos, the Yinka Dumakins, the Pastor Tunke Debakaris were marching on the streets of Nigeria that this man must be made the president. And so many of us felt that if he eventually gets there, he was going to be a Nigerian president. But unfortunately, the first speech the man said when he became the president was that I'm a PDP man, I will remain a PDP man. And with that, he entered the cage of the PDP. Many of us expected at that time when he became a president as a Nigerian project, that people like Falana would have been part of that government. People like Pachutami would have been part of that government. People like Colonel, this man in the north, Colonel, I've forgotten him from, would have been part of that government. Because that would have been the government of the people. But unfortunately, he bowed to the pressure of the political party. And they peopled his cabinet with politicians. And this is the result of what we are getting today. If Falana is made a minister, it will be a great departure. I remember when we were growing up, they told us about one man, Aminu Kano, who was a president. There was even a joke then that the man was a rebel, in quotation mark. There was a joke then that if the man eventually becomes Nigeria president, that he will wake up one day and will be protesting against government, not knowing that he is supposed to be protesting against people. That is the type of person Femi Falana is. He is very close to the masses. If such a man is made a minister, and hopefully Minister of Justice, Nigerians will know that the fight against corruption is almost won. This is because we know where these people are coming from. But as to the Olagunso Oyinlola, like we said, this thing is still in the realm of speculation. Some of us will be wondering, he's a very sound man. He's a product of the Nigerian army that people should be proud of. If you have listened to him, he's cerebral, he's versatile in Yoruba, English language. You listen to him, you enjoy listening to him. But unfortunately, the circumstances that surrounded his removal as a governor, I don't know how they are going to get around it. Don't forget that this man was going for a second term and he was removed because they said the election was massively rigged by the tribunal. And not only that,
maybe he's born again now.
Listen, even his counsel was reprimanded by the Judicial Privileges and something council because they were alleged to have tried to compromise the judge. I don't know how they are going to get around that. But like the president said, because like I told you earlier, there are some Nigerians that are waiting for the list to be released. And they will be wanting to let us know, this man is too tall, this man is too short. They are not bothered about what the guy is bringing on the table. That is that you said inside your integrity. This is how far your integrity can go. That is why the president needs to be very careful. Not because the man is not sound, but they will be looking at, but he said it's going to be integrity. And the president said something which Nigerians must always listen to. He said that he will not want a minister that will be leaving office in the official vehicle to go to court to answer charges and leaving court to come back to the office. The president said that. So he's very conscious of the people that will go into the office. Like we said, all these names are just in the realm of speculation. Let's wait until the list come out. But Nigerians cannot stop to speculate because the excitement is becoming too...
Okay, a very quick one before we wrap up this program. Would you expect that ministerial list would reflect his statement when it was being inaugurated, where he said that it belonged to everybody and yet nobody?
That's what he's trying to achieve from the feelers I've been getting. Earlier, I tried to lay emphasis on the Femi Falanas, the part to me. The president right now, in appointing a minister, does not need someone with questions on his personality. We have over 170 million people in Nigeria. So if you believe that one has a taint, then you can give him another position. Not that flagship ministerial post. Get him substituted, because by the time the list is released, trust me, there will be a whole lot of hits from the social media from different angles. So we don't have that time. Without focus on, okay, we've appointed these individuals, they've gone through the screening from the National Assembly, and they've been screened, they've been approved. Let them just hit the ground. We don't have time to be answering questions. Well, he has a case 5 years ago, he has a case 2 years ago. There is no time. Nigerians, we are not patient for that. We've been patient enough. We don't have time to be answering, responding to questions on a particular individual's personality. There is no time. So if we believe that yes, this individual is good, probably good to the party, then we can get that a lot of positions, the ministers of board, chairman of board, we can just fix him somewhere that is not well pronounced to the extent that we'll now be answering questions.
Okay, somewhere eating, where we'll be enjoying.
Well, if he's so relevant, if it needs to be fixed, because it could have a lot of value. You mentioned earlier he might have been a changed person. Well, we can't tell, but for the past will still keep haunting him. So we have a lot of people that have not even tested power before. We have people that have not been in government before, and they have a whole lot to add to Nigeria. They have a whole lot of virtue, a lot of skills to give to Nigeria. So let us use those people, even if they've not tested power before. There's always a first time to get in there. Probably they would have been the MDs of 1 or 2 companies before, and you would have seen the way they run their companies. Now look at the guy from Mobile that's in charge of NNPC now. Yeah. You know, he's doing fantastically well. Yes. So we need people like that. Now, can we say the guy is a member of a political party? He doesn't need to.
The technocrat.
The first thing that we have to consider is it seasoned? Is it sound? Can it deliver? If the answer is yes, get him into the system and let them take the baton on.
Okay, Wale sent in this one from Sulere. PDP wants PMB to rush into appointing ministers so as to nail him into the rut they left behind. The PDP utterances on media to the present government is not fair. It will make Nigerians to hate the party the more.
In other climes and in a senior society, I think PDP should lie low for some time now, because
but we need a vibrant opposition.
We need, but not from them. Nigerians are ready to provide the opposition, not from PDP. We know where the drill was do. Like I was telling you what happened towards the twilight of the administration. Nigeria was at ground zero. It was so bad. Has it ever happened in Nigeria that banks will be telling you we are closing because no energy? Nigeria was at ground zero. If only they love this country, the best thing is just for them to lie low for some time and allow us to pick our pieces and piece together. Until when we're able to stabilize them, we can come and talk. But as far as opposition, Nigerians are prepared and are there to provide opposition for this government, not PDP. We know what they drove us into. Okay. They should at least grant us that respect, because we know where we are coming from. We know what we endure under them. And Nigerians will not want to remember those things again. It's better if they allow us to forget, so that they don't incur our wrath again. It's as bad as that.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for finding time to be on Daytime Talk today. We've been looking at the drama behind the appointment of ministers and what are those qualities that Nigerians should expect from the ministers to be. I've had on the program today DJ Awubutu and, of course, Dipo Olayoku, and they have both suggested the things that Mr. President should consider, as well as members of the National Assembly. Thanks for coming once again.
It's always a pleasure.
Okay, with that, we have come to the end of Daytime Talk today. We thank you very much for watching the program. My name is Ajibola Ojeshola. Join us again tomorrow at 1 p.m. for another interesting discussion segment on Daytime Talk. Bye for now.